Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Art House. This is a long time coming. Really special, exciting moment in the history of Sorcery TCG. So I got home from work today and I found a special little something in my mailbox, a brick. And well, here it is. So, I just wanted to start off and extend my sincere gratitude to Eric's Curiosa, the whole team over there that made this possible, that was gracious enough to send this to me. I didn't have any expectations of getting anything from the company when I kind of started out doing all this different stuff. I was just kind of super into the project, still am, obviously. So I just want to say thank you. It was unexpected. Some other people are starting to get it, and actually, I was starting to wonder. I was like, man, I really got to get one of those because I hopefully I could do it justice and show it well, and it's just really exciting to be able to share this with the community. Hopefully, this gets a lot of views so people can see the product. And we just got the announcement last week that it is shipping I guess this week, potentially. So that's really exciting. We're probably within a few months with all the logistics and to get overseas and out to people that back the project all over the world. So yeah, this is a alpha Precon set, the actual print. And I've seen other people open it. I know there's not the pack inside. That's what you can expect when you get the final product. They inserted one booster pack in there and maybe the foam insert so stuff doesn't wiggle around. When I kind of move it, you could hear the boxes shuffling a little bit. So I know that doesn't meet Eric's quality standards. So that is due to change. And, I wanted to say thank you to Jeff Menges as well. If you look in my video lives, if you reflect on this and see this video in the future, know that I interviewed Jeff Menges one day before this, and that was really awesome. I don't know why my eyes look so red on the camera. Maybe I'm just a little excited. It's the reflection from this amazing Melissa Benson playmat, which is also the official Sorcery playmat that we're going to see. And there's Melissa's beautiful Screaming Skull. And while we're at it, check out this godly painting by Dan Seagrave. That is the original. And I'm going to show it under better lighting. I know I put out a picture on the Facebook group yesterday and a video, really cool video short you got to check out that I put to some music from, I think, was it Morbid Angel? I basically just looked up, Dan Seagrave's an amazing heavy metal album cover artist. And that's one of the bands he's done some covers for, one of the top images he's done. So I pulled like a music clip to go with his amazing artwork. So let's take a look at that baby under the lights. Man, look how absolutely, this is an original, guys. The detail. All right, we'll get into the Precon deck, but I had to show this because under the right lighting, look how absolutely incredibly epic this piece is. And I got to handle it carefully, but I want to get it close to the camera so you can appreciate. Wait, let me get my goofy ass face out of here. Hang on a second. All right, so I'm gonna shrink this up microscopically small so we can see this in all its greatness. But look at that Nimbus Djinn monster and his beaming orange eyes. The detail and just like the lightning bolts coming down, causing violent turbulence on this poor little town. And I love that the little gallows thing over there, I guess that is. And all the detail, the color accents really make this piece feel great. The barrel over here, the torpedoed barrel, the well. Man, the incredible detail of Dan Seagrave is one of a kind. Love that guy. Seagrave, 20. He always embeds it there, right? In these pools of water. Man, it's just a beautiful piece. I was blown away when I saw that. All right, gotta be careful with that guy. We'll just put that back there for ambiance. And a little adjustment here, not too big. All right, so let's get into it. The box. And when we did it, we did a sample pack opening a few weeks ago, right? And that was super cool. I got to remember to zoom again. And I showed one of my trusty tools. Now, you guys thought I was kidding, right? This is serious. This is 1990s throwback. Back in the day, we didn't have X-Acto knives. We used small axes. We made fire with sticks. We didn't have matches. We didn't have lighters. This is the real deal. All right. let's get serious. Wrong way. Saw some cards in the background there. Let's see if we can make some comparisons. All right. So seriously, let me try to be somewhat delicate with this thing. But I did want to use this. I was not joking. All right. Got a little rip. Oh man. So we got the cellophane wrap with the branded Sorcery logo. Address information underneath. Can't be letting you guys know where I live. You'll come after it. All right, so here we go. This is what, I'm probably looking at it backwards, all right? So here's the front of the box, pre-constructed deck. You got the 4 element symbols there. If I could hold it straight. This is on the cellophane seal, so you get the Sorcery logo, Sorcery Contested Realm. Man, a long time coming, like I say. An Eric's Curiosa game. The beautiful background art done by Francesca Beraldi. Great Italian artist. And man, this is super exciting. And then up top, so just kind of taped to the top. And obviously, I don't think it's going to ship like this, guys. I don't know if this was just for show, or I forget if that comes inside the box, or if you get that separately in the booster box. But this is fitting, right? Because these are the Rubble token by Jeff Menges. And Jeff shared on my Facebook group the other day that he sold this painting for $4,250. So congratulations, Jeff. That's a great sale. Well deserved. This is a beautiful piece. And funny thing, coincidentally, like I said, I did the live with Jeff yesterday. It was an interview. And then today in my Discord, the Collector Art House Discord, I was having a conversation and I was talking about the valuation of art and about this piece here in particular, coincidentally, right? And I was talking about how in the TCG world, people put a lot of weight on card rarity and power level, meta relevancy, things like that. And, I'd like to see that perspective change and for us to be able to appreciate art for what it is and value it intrinsically based on the composition, the artist profile, their popularity, the quality of the work, the detail of the composition, the way you value art outside in the real world, outside of TCGs. And then all of a sudden, this guy named Scarecrow starts commenting, and he's like, "Oh yeah, interesting. I had some magic paintings, years ago that I sold for $75. Alpha magic paintings." And we're like, "Whoa, man, that's terrible. Like everybody has a story like that. Sorry to hear that, buddy." And we get to talking, and he starts talking like in the first person, like, "Yeah, I collect art of other artists." And I was like, "Oh, are you a Sorcery artist?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Jeff A. Menges." Menges. So it's Jeff. And he was like in the Discord like all morning, like throughout the day, fielding questions from the Collector Art House Discord community. And I thought that was super cool. I know other people are in there like Brian Smith and Elvira and Kyle Calazans and Gadu. And they're all in the Facebook group too, but it's cool when they pop into Discord every once in a while. They're always watching. And every once in a while they grace us with their presence and answer some questions. So I appreciate that. All of you great artists. Very special. All right. So enough blabbing here. All right. So we got the 4 elements, pre-constructed decks. So, this is a beautiful box too. I love the form factor of this. This is very neat. We can put our cards in there, our deck boxes. You got the alpha symbol, which we'll be able to see after we take the cellophane off. But I just wanted to kind of do justice and look around the box. We have the beautiful elemental avatars, water and fire, from Severin Pignot. Amazing French artist. And here you go. You got air, wind. They changed the name. So Curio potential, maybe? I don't know. Sketch card potential? We'll see. And the avatar of Earth. All right. So you get the iconic elemental avatars around the outside of the box from Severin. Great, great artist. I love all her work. I own a special piece by her, the Kythera mechanism. All right, so now on the back of the box, you get another piece of Sorcery artwork here. And, oh man, I think this is Land Deed by Elvira Polakowska. Hopefully I got that right from memory. The 4 elements: harness the knowledge and power of air. Manipulate with the charm and trickery of water. Unleash the desire and destruction of fire. Rule with the dependable strength of earth. This box contains 4 ready-to-play starter decks, Sorcery Contested Realm is an old school TCG for players with a rich imagination, tactical nerve, and an appreciation for hand painted art. Created by Eric Olofsson and Nicholas Reynolds, co-creators. Beautiful job, guys. This is an incredible moment we've waited over a year for. So I'm going to cut very carefully with my axe knife along the seams. Try to preserve this box a bit. This actually works pretty well. There are some, this is like a, utility knife. It does have some other attachments, but those are pain in the ass. Let's get serious. Got to use the axe. The blade on that's legit. You could do anything with that tool. Look at that. All right, so the box, I mentioned it has the, there's the branded cellophane. I mentioned it had the, let's put this weapon away. The Francesca Berald art on the front, right? Put that aside. So there you have it. And then around the box, it's kind of subtle, but you see like the map of the world around there, and on the back here too. So that's really cool. You know, Francesca's an artist and a cartographer, so she does a lot of map art. And there it is, guys. There's your alpha symbol, which you see on the cards in the final print. And here we go. All right, so right away you open this up and you get more art. Again, another great attention to detail. And each box individually wrapped. All right, so I see the little token guys down there providing some buffer. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4 videos, and this will just be the first one. We'll get through 1 box today. All right, so there's some wiggle room in here too. I think Eric said there'd be a foam insert in there so the cards won't shuffle around like that. All right, so there you go. We got air, or wind, and fire, water. We did it, Severn. We're here, finally. And earth. All right, let's open up earth today. And then inside, these precious little tokens. Disabled. Dan Seagrave, coincidentally. Oh man, these foot soldiers are legit. Andrea Modesti, I love Andrea. All right, so I'm not gonna mess with those guys today. We'll put this box aside. All right, and I think I'll show this. I know it's shown elsewhere too, but there's this little booklet inside, you know, with the QR code to download the complete rules. That's great. That's handy. sorcerytcg.com/how-to-play. All right. Let's just read this. This sounds super cool. Let's zoom again. All right. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Put this aside so we don't get any background. We got a little bit of glare, but it says, in the unfathomable depths of the infinite void, great beings vie for control of fantastical realms, where deep magic imbues every living thing. I don't read much, guys. You know that. Even the land itself. Take on the role of a powerful avatar in one of these realms and tap into the arcane energies of the 4 elements: fire, air, earth, and water, to summon mythical beasts and cast ancient powerful spells. To win a game of sorcery, you must push your enemy avatars all the way to death's door and then deliver one final death blow to the dying avatar to claim your victory. Will you claim dominion over this contested realm? Sick. So great. You know? And here you go. You got the basic rules to kind of point out the different features of the card. Man, this booklet's cool. I hope we see an art book someday for Sorcery. That would be epic. Key concepts, setting up your game, how to win. So a nice handy little guide to get you started, as you would expect. Oh, look at this artwork by Truett Parrish. Man, Truett. That's a good one, buddy. That's one of my favorite from him. I love how that's kind of in the background there. You know, like I say, everything comes with great attention to detail in Sorcery. They're not messing around. This is a serious game, guys. This is legit. Great job on the rule book. I know they made a hire, you know, several months ago to focus on that. Great job by Emberleaf to get that started. Raphael, great guy, man. Super nice guy. Nicest guy in the world, I tell people. Him and mean mugging in games. The guy's out of his mind nice. I don't understand how people could be this nice. All right, turn sequence. All right, enough blabbing. let's get into the box. I'm a little flustered here. This is going to be a long video. What can you do? Take the blade guard off. This is a weapon of mass destruction and violent turbulence. All right, you got to be careful with these tools. All right, how can I do this without sabotaging and destroying this thing? Told you guys. This is how we did it in the 90s. No X-Acto knives. We actually used our teeth. I'm kind of cheating a little bit. All right, here we go. I broke this baby open. It's go time. Is my mic still working? All right. There it is. The Avatar of Earth. Francesca Berald, the back of the spellbook. All right. Rule with the dependable strength of Earth. Contains a starter deck for a single player, 1 Avatar, 16 Atlas, and 36 spellbook cards. Pre-constructed Earth deck. Man, I love that they use the elemental avatars for the packaging. Absolute gorgeous artwork by Severin. 4 lucky people in the Avatar of Realm backer tier. Got the original paintings of these 4 avatars. 1 per backer. Cellophane comes off nice and cleanly. Very easily. All right. I don't know if that's final packaging or what. So, like I say, guys, you're going to have the 4 decks in here. So the 4 sit there, and then there's going to be a foam insert, I believe they said, to make sure things don't shuffle around. The tokens, the little baby token guys, the rule book, the whole deal. And here it is, Severin. Wow. So right away I could tell, you know, the firmness of the card compared to the sample cards. I don't know if they use a different card stock. You know, you got to bend test that a little bit. But it feels good. You know, it feels quality. Let's take a look at the back. Decently centered. This is actually very well centered. Minty fresh. Avatar of Earth from Severin. All right, so now on the sample card for this one, I actually sold one of these sample cards. It was from the sample Precon decks. And what was super interesting is that on the face, you had the face side of the card. And then on the back, you didn't have the avatar back. It was a full art. So you're going to have like, you have the foils, you know, the foil cards, going to be foil on this side, full art with no text boxes on the back. That's how the sample card was. So it was really unique and super special. All right, but there's your Avatar of Earth. The King of the Realm, Tony Sudlow. Iconic, super iconic card. I actually just sold this original painting as well. Man, amazing. Tony modeled this after the Rembrandt painting, self-portrait that hangs in Uffizi in Italy. So that's a gorgeous card. Great backstory. The Queen of Midland. Man, a unique mortal. Comely and covetous. Severin. Love that. Midland Army. Man, they're just front-loading it with all the uniques. So Tony Sudlow, again. These look great. Look at that. Again, very nicely centered, I would say. The cardstock feels good. The corners are kind of uniquely rounded, you know? More round than you see a lot of games these days, so you don't have to worry about... I think we won't have to worry about corner dings so much. You know, when you see that, those corners look pretty solid, right? And another thing is the edges look very nicely cut. So they mentioned how they upgraded their cutting equipment. And there we go. Focus. It looks fantastic. You know, you don't have that same kind of edge wear like you had on the sample cards, which was early days printing before they updated the equipment. So a little piece of history there. A little nugget of knowledge. All right, so we're getting into Asi Haikala. Interesting story on this one. We all make mistakes, guys, right? This one was early on in the print files. It was incorrectly attributed to Jeff Menges. And I posted the print file on my website, and Jeff was like, hey, man, that one's not mine. And I was like, oh, really? It looks like it's something you could have done. But no, it was Asi, so, you know, Eric went and fixed the file. But another thing I wanted to point out, it comes across really good on this one, so I'm going to focus on this. In the Precon decks, you have the little lines coming out from the side of the artist names. And then you have, obviously, the alpha symbol in the circle, right? So those lines is what tells you it's from the Precon decks. Those don't show up on the sample cards, and they're not going to be in the alpha booster boxes. So that's how you know it's a Precon. The House Arn Bannerman, Andrea Modesti, incredible artist. I love Andrea. I own a couple of his originals. Had to do it. And this is a painting that Eric owns. You know, the original. I love that one. There's 2 copies of that. Beautiful. The Scent Hounds. This is one of Andrea's most popular artworks. A lot of the guys in Discord love this one. You know, that's a great card. The Belmont Bowmen. Belmont Long Bowmen. So another great one by Andrea. You know, he does the soldiers so well in the way he can do it. Frontier Settlers. Probably the most old school looking card in the set, I think. There's one by Truitt too that's pretty old school. I don't know if it's in this deck. We'll see if we get to it, but that's pretty cool and unique. You know, I always say Ossi's an old soul, and his style is unique and really cool. All right, so we got Wild Boars by Vasily Ermolev, Russian artist. Very interesting, unique style, like all the sorcery artists. The Amazon Warriors, Elvira Shakarova. So when I did a live with Elvira too, you got to go look for that on my channel. And she said this was kind of funny backstory. She said that, you know, she goes and visits her parents, and you know, they're really into watching sports and stuff. I think she said it was her mom is really into sports and watches all kinds of sports on TV. And you know, she was like reflecting on volleyball players here, how these ladies are always very tall in volleyball, looking down on their coaches. So that's kind of where she got the inspiration there. And I think I know I posted in my Discord. I don't know if I posted on a Facebook group, I forget, but I posted some of the process images of this one because someone got this in the collector tier, the original artwork. So I shared with him some of the sketches that Elvira shared with me. And I believe on these she was using these little maquettes, are they called? Like little mannequin things to kind of play with the posture of the different figures and kind of get that reference point for the artwork. But, you know, this is a really great, that's a great score by him, because paintings that have a lot of characters in there tend to be more valuable because there's a lot more detail and takes more work by the artist, a lot more intricacy. And in the full art, these tiles in the front look really cool. I asked her if that took a lot of time to do, and she was like, "Nah, they're just squares." What do I know? I'm not an artist. All right, Severin Pino, the Autumn Unicorn, a beautiful, beautiful artwork. And again, Eric just said recently in the Discord that you know, his card design approach. He does a top-down card design, and he referenced the polar bears and the Autumn Unicorn as cards that he thinks are pretty cool because they're ordinary beasts, you know, in the game. They're not like super flashy cards in terms of like gameplay mechanic. This one doesn't have a special effect. It just has a flavor text. But, you know, the artwork's beautiful. It resonates strongly, even as it's an exceptional. So it's not an ordinary, but, you know, even these more plain cards feel special because they just look so gorgeous. All right, Cave Trolls, Drew Tucker, the one and only Alpha Magic artist. Man, those feel really great, and the colors look fantastic. Let me just see. All right, bear with me a moment here. I got a few sample cards, and I want to say Cave Trolls. Do I have Cave Trolls? Border Militia. That's the other old school one that I was talking about from Truitt. I don't remember. There it is. All right, Cave Trolls, okay? So let's do a little compare. This will be a good lesson for everybody. All right, so on the Cave Trolls, you know, on this one, this is from the Precon deck, right? You see the lines coming out from the artist's name? And now here's the sample card. And the sample card, I don't know, is it just the lighting? I'm gonna say it looks a little darker in the sample. It's probably just a lighting angle though, to be honest. And it's in a sleeve, so it's imperfect. But down here on the sample card, you had the copyright symbol, right? Art, copyright, Drew Tucker. And you don't have the lines coming out of the side. So you know it's a sample card. Very easy to tell. All right? And here's the Cave Trolls. And it just feels really high quality. And look at that. I broke our rhythm when we got to one of the most infamous cards in Sorcery. One of the most popular, one of the most hideous, by Brian Smith. Look at that artwork. It's absolutely savage. So, yeah, Brian and I have joked about this one. It's a fan favorite somehow. I don't know. It's got a real cool effect. Eric always talks about it in his videos. But, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't put that art on my wall. But I know the guy that owns it. And he had it framed. He's ready to go. His wife okayed it. So, yeah, good for you, guy. You married well. The Mountain Giant, an elite giant of monumental proportions. Francesca Beraldi, the artist I talked about doing the cover art. Oh, wow, the stone Gaze Gorgons. I want to say this one might have been in and out of Tabletop Simulator, if I remember correctly. I'm so glad this one made it in by Severin. Just a beautiful artwork. A lot of detail there with the snakes wrapped around and the skeletons. You know, she could do some dark art with the skeletons. She does some very beautiful nature art, but she could do the dark art too. Like Melissa Benson, you know, I joked with her that she always does like very positive, beautiful artworks, but she has like you know, a few that are a little darker. And there's one with is there skeletons? I can't remember the final name that Eric went with for that one, but I was like, that must be one of the darker pieces you've done. And she was like, oh yeah, I think you're right for sorcery. She's done darker maybe in Magic, but that's cool. All right, the Raideness Titan, and now it's fixed. You know, I did a video on this, guys. There was a print file mix-up of this one with the Atlas Wanderers by Brian Smith. You go find that in my video archives, and I think I might have did a written article too on collectorarthouse.com. But this is Tony Sudo art, the Raideness Titan, and Raideness. I think that's a maybe subliminal, maybe intentional reference to Path of Exile. So a bit of an Easter egg there. Go Google it. Go research that. That's really cool. Amazing artwork by Tony. Overpower by Vincent Pompetti. Really cool artwork. A lot of people say Vincent reminds them of Frank Frazetta, and I know he's done some Frank Frazetta inspired artwork for Sorcery, and he really captures the essence of battle and movement, and wonderful storyteller in his artwork. Love that by Vincent. We got Barry, Dan Seagrave again. This one's much different than his others, but it's really cool. You know, all the Seagrave work is great. Alan Pollock, Earthquake. There's a guy out there in the Discord who bought quite a few Alan Pollock paintings. Nice little collection. And this one looks really cool. Okay, Entangled Terrain by Drew Tucker. We got Crater Eyes by Marta Molina. Epic card. You gotta love that splash damage. I'm so glad they retained that. So right where you play the card, whammy, 10 damage. And then there's this area effect that just splashes damage across the realm. So Marta Molina, Elite Magic of Cataclysmic Impact. Incredible, Marta. She's a wonderful artist. I love them all. I have no favorites. I love them all. Elvira Polakowska, Siege Ballista. And I want to say, I think this was in the collector tier too, the original. Just a really cool, classic looking artwork. Elvira does some great stuff. You know, a lot of great architectural type painting that she does. And an exceptional weapon, an engine of war. That's really cool. I love. Oh my god! You're kidding me? I forgot this was in here. The greatest. Should I say the greatest of all time? Magic guys might get upset with me, but this is you know, quick fan favorite in Sorcery. Here it is, Melissa Benson. Screaming Skull, an elite relic of unbridled rage. Look at that. The playmat. Hopefully you guys ordered that one. That one's really legit. Man, and I forgot they made it an elite because I had this in, I think I had a copy. No, I saw a copy. I didn't have a copy in sample card. I've seen it though. And I want to say it was an exceptional. Here we go. The Spear of Destiny. Oh my God. All right, guys, it's story time. So I did a video on this. Everybody makes mistakes. There's always a little oversight. So in this one, little slippity slip, the copyright symbol made it through. Art, copyright, Andrea Modesti. So, and I gotta say, that's why I opened the Earth pack, because I knew the spear was in here. Andrea, this is it. I've talked to him about this one. He posted it on his blog. He has an old school blog style website. Really cool, super nice guy. And he posted like a little video I did for him on there, a little tribute to this card in particular. It's got a very rich real life history that's super cool. And it's story time here. All right, so we got the copyright symbol, and we got some sample cards, and it's not in that pile. So we have more sample cards. All right, these are the exceptionals and the high bangers. Nightmare, Chains, Book of Kells, Francesca, the Spear of Destiny. And I got to ship this one off to somebody tomorrow, so it's be a sad day for me. But had to do the opening tonight. so we could do this little compare. All right, here we go, guys. You got the sample card in this hand. You got the Precon in this hand. So the Precon deck, let's take a look closely. It's hard to see on this one because it blends into the green back artwork. All right, so you got the little lines coming out the side. You got the copyright symbol, right? The lines is what's going to tell you that this is different. One of the primary ways, all right? Then if you go to the sample card, and I don't want to take it, it's a little dust on there. I don't want to take it out of the top loader out of respect for this gentleman's card who is going to acquire this beautiful, beautiful, extremely rare sample card. But you have the copyright symbol once again, no lines out of the side. So you know that that is a sample card. It's not from the Precons. All right, so the Precon had the anomaly. This should have been an alpha symbol, but the copyright slipped through in the print file. Then you have in the top loader, you know, so I don't have to shake around. That's the sample card. All right, now let's compare. Spear of Destiny, 5 damage for the alpha Precon version, or damage, mana cost, right? 5 to cast this one with the alpha version, 4 in the sample card. All right, so they had to rein it in a little bit. It was a little OP as a sample card. All right, and then in the alpha version, it changes to a unique weapon of the divine retribution. In the sample version, a unique relic guided by divine providence. All right, and then I won't read this long paragraph here. I know this must have bothered Eric as a meticulous guy, and he had to go with the aesthetics to kind of clean that up and streamline it. All right, so let me put the sample aside. Let me just do it one more time because you're probably never going to see these two cards together again. It's just so rare in sample version. That's it. Let me do it like this so you can screen snap it. Get my let me just put it down. Get my hands out of there. They look like catcher's mitts. You know, the camera adds about 1,000 pounds. You guys know this. All right, let's zoom a little bit. Go ahead, take a picture. All right, let's line them up. Get the deck out of the way. It's probably smarter. There it is. Spear of Destiny. Alpha Precon. I don't care how long this video is. You can 2x it. This is a special day. Alpha Precon sample card. Incredible. Very special. All right, put it aside. All right, guys. So there's only going to be one of these. There's only one unique in each deck. Okay? And then you have the Rustic Village. Gorgeous artwork by Andrea Modesti. His basic lands in this game, epic. So you get a bunch of those. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 Rustic Villages. Oh man, you guys know I own the original painting of this one, right? I showed it before. Go look in my old video archives. I featured this one. All right, so he did this one in portrait mode. It was vertical originally. And then it was redone to do in this landscape style, like the other Atlas cards. And the original just looks absolutely gorgeous. Look how amazing that card looks. And then the Atlas back by Francesca Beralde. Gorgeous. And these cards look wonderfully centered, you know? So the quality looks really good. Everything looks great, feels great. It's a special day. So you got the Humble Village, you got the Simple Village, you get 3 of each of those lands. Wow, look at this Holy Ground by Mikhail Nagypal. Man, Mikhail is a special talent, guys. All the artists are incredible, but he just has beautiful color control, balance. His tower cards are amazing. Really great storyteller, artist. I'm at a loss for words. What can I say? All right, the Vantage Hills. Now, what's really cool about this one by Jeff Menges is there's some little guys out there on the hill at the vantage point. And, you know, when I interviewed Jeff yesterday, he talked about how he likes to mix some birds into the horizon oftentimes. Oh, losing focus. And there you have it, guys. See the 3 birds flying? He's doing some beautiful sky work in this game, too. He said he likes to challenge himself and have a nice, beautiful sky. And he did that so masterfully. There's so much different like texture and color quality in this. Really underrated artwork. Great job by Jeff. And then the last two, I'm very happy we got to feature Kyle Calazans to finish. Kyle, I interviewed. I interviewed so many of the artists. You got to go to collectorarthouse.com. Look at the written interviews. A lot of these artists are international. A lot of the artists that I work with, in particular. So we got to communicate in written form. Use translators and things. Modern technology. So it's going to be difficult getting them, on the channel for a live interview. I'd love to talk to them live and meet them in person live. But some of them are not fluent in English, so we might need a translator. But we'll see. We'll see if we can make it happen. But I digress. Kaio, he speaks English fairly well. Maybe we could get him on sometime. And he's a self-taught guy. I did an interview with him, written form, collectorarthouse.com, and he talks about how he has no formal training. He just he always says like how bad he was as an artist. It's kind of funny. Like everybody says that. Like no talent, no skill, nothing, and just completely self-taught. He just worked hard. He's like the Rudy of artists. Rudy Rudiger or Rocky Balboa. I don't know. He just worked and worked and worked and honed his craft and his skill, and he's amazing. Look at that artwork. Beautiful lighting. My lighting sucks here. I got to figure out how to fix the lighting. There we go. Oh, and we lose focus. Jinxed it. But it looks really good, guys. It looks way better in person than the camera can possibly pick up. And you're definitely in for a treat. The borders look good. Everything looks fantastic. We're in for a real treat, and it's coming really soon. So that is the Avatar of Earth deck. And if you weren't bored to tears, if you like the artist backstories, stories about the artwork, about the person, the artists themselves, some of the other intricacies, comparison to sample cards, other little tidbits, then a few more videos to come, all right? We'll do one deck at a time. Apparently it takes me 30, 40 minutes to get through a single deck. But there was a lot to talk about. I don't work off of a script. I work off of raw emotion from the cuff. So thank you again, Eric and team, for sending this to me. I really appreciate it. Exceeded my expectations the whole way, along the way. And here we are, so close to release. It's just a long time coming. Really exciting. Love this project, guys. Thanks for following. Till next time, take care.